Because we hear so much talk about the universe being started by the Big Bang and shaped by chaotic and random processes, it's very important that we take hold of the emphasis of the first pages of Genesis, that the universe is ordered. This passage tells us that there's a vast and ordered hierarchy in the universe. Above absolutely everything and everyone is the majestic figure of God, the creator and ruler of all things. God has created human beings with some responsibility over animals and plants. Genesis tells us that the universe is wonderfully and majestically constructed by God. Everything that exists is part of this extraordinary and breathtaking order. If there is an order to both things and beings, this passage also teaches us that there's an ordering of time. We read here of the 6th and 7th days of creation. These are God's days, not ours. And as Augustine wrote 16 centuries ago, what kind of days these are is difficult or even impossible for us to imagine. This passage gives the essential background to the 3rd and 4th commandments. After the first 2 commandments, with their solemn rulings that we should worship God and reject all imitations, these next 2 seem almost commonplace. Indeed, if we consider them to involve nothing more than the rejection of blasphemous language and Sunday trading, then they are indeed trivial. The reality is, however, that both these commandments go deeper. The 3rd commandment says that precisely because God is Lord of the entire universe, we should not lightly use his name. Imagine how furious the monarchy would be if, in some crooked marketing, someone put "by royal appointment" on some pile of worthless junk. It's precisely this kind of abuse that this commandment rules against. We are to honour God in our worship, and we are not to dishonour him in our lives. There are many things that we do and say to which we would be well advised not to add God's name. If there is mud in our lives, let us not drag God's name down into it. He is Lord of all, and we should remember it with reverence.